I destroyed my mom's marriage. Then her ex-husband adopted me. To understand why, you need to understand the kind of person my stepdad was. My biological parents divorced when I was young. My mom had a history of cheating, and eventually the marriage fell apart. A few years later, she met the man I would come to consider my real father. My stepdad wasn't just someone who married my mom. He showed up for everything. School events, extracurricular activities, life lessons. Whenever I needed help, he was there. He taught me practical skills. He encouraged me. He made me feel safe. In a lot of ways, he was the parent who actually raised me. Unfortunately, my mom never treated him the way he deserved. Everything started to fall apart when an old family friend was released from prison and moved into our house. At first, nothing seemed unusual. Then I started noticing things. The two of them were spending more and more time together. Conversations would stop when other people entered the room. Something felt off. One day, curiosity got the better of me. I found messages that confirmed exactly what I'd been afraid of. My mom was having an affair. I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to stay out of it. Another part of me was furious. I'd seen what cheating did to families. Eventually, the truth came out. The marriage exploded. Arguments became constant. My stepdad moved out, and the family I'd known completely fell apart. The thing that shocked me most wasn't the divorce. It was what happened afterward. Instead of accepting responsibility, my mom seemed determined to make everyone else's life miserable. Relationships were destroyed, friendships ended, drama followed her everywhere. And eventually, I became her next target. The older I got, the worse things became. I was isolated, controlled, constantly criticized. The home environment became unbearable. At one point, I honestly felt more trapped living in that house than I ever would outside of it. Then, shortly before my 18th birthday, everything changed. I finally got out. For the first time in years, I was free. The problem was, I had almost nothing. I struggled. There were times when I didn't know what my future would look like. But slowly, piece by piece, I started rebuilding my life. I found work, reconnected with people I'd lost touch with, started building healthy relationships. And eventually, I met the person I would become engaged to. Meanwhile, the one person who never stopped supporting me was my stepdad. Even after everything my mother had put him through, even after the divorce, even after all the chaos, he was still there, cheering me on, giving advice, treating me like family. Because to him, I was family. Eventually, we both realized something. He might not have been my biological father, but he'd been my dad in every way that mattered. And so, we made it official. The man my mother drove out of our family became the father who chose me anyway. Today, I'm engaged. I have a home, a career, a future I'm proud of. And for the first time in my life, I know exactly who my family is. Not because of blood, but because of the people who stayed when they had every reason